Now let us see what a circular queue means. So far we have seen about linear queue. In that we were using two pointers, front and rear. When the rear reaches maximum, we consider the queue as full, even though we have spaces before the front pointer, because we are removing elements from the front end and we are adding elements into back end. So while removing elements, the array will be kept vacant. The locations from where the elements were removed will be vacant, but we cannot come back to that vacant slots after reaching the limit of the array we are considering. That is, we'll be going on adding rear pointer index by 1. When it reaches the maximum size, we will display it as array full or overflow, as overflow condition. So this was the problem with linear array. To solve this problem, we are making use of this empty spaces in front of the front pointer or left of the front pointer, so that after reaching the end of the list, that is rear as max minus 1, we have to reset that rear pointer to 0 or beginning of the list, so that we can utilize the vacant spaces in front of the queue. This is possible only if we have vacant locations before the front pointer. Such a queue structure is known as circular queue. So it is interpreted in a form of a circle rather than straight line. Straight line is linear queue and circular form is circular queue. The operation is very similar to the linear queue. The slight difference that we encounter is when rear reaches max minus 1, then we must reset it to beginning of the queue. It should be done only if that location is free. Under this condition, the queue is considered as full only when all locations are occupied. In the case of a linear queue, this was not the case. Even if there exists some vacant spaces at the front of the queue, we were considering it as a full queue. But here, it will be considered as full only when we have no spaces left in the array. If any location is left in front of the front pointer or towards the left of the front pointer, front index, then we can add elements to that locations. For this, we have to reset the rear pointer to that location, because addition is possible only at the rear end or where the rear pointer points to location. So in that case, queue is considered full under two conditions or two states. When front is 0 and rear is max minus 1, we can say that the queue is full because there will not be any spaces left. Another condition is when front is just one more than the rear. That is, front and rear are at consecutive locations where front is towards the right of rear. In that case also, we can say it as a full queue. So the operations in circular queue are just as we have seen with linear queue: insert and delete operations. Insert, while inserting an element, we will be incrementing the rear first, but there is a slight modification here. If rear happens to be max minus 1, we cannot increment it. So in that case, we have to reset it to 0 so that elements can be added at the beginning of the queue. But there should be a condition followed that location should be free. Then only we can do this resetting to 0. When we will do this? When the rear pointer reaches max minus 1. In the delete case also, front is incremented as we have done with the linear queue. But if it is max minus 1, if it reaches the end of the list, we have to reset to 0, because in this insertion we have inserted values after max minus 1 by resetting it to 0. So it has to be removed by traveling from max minus 1 then to 0. When we look into a figure following this slide, you will be having no doubt about these operations. So if front and rear are equal, we have the case with a linear array also, linear queue also. When front and rear have the same value except minus 1. Minus 1 is the case where queue is empty. Otherwise, if front and rear happens to be of similar values, let it be any value, just 0 or 1 or any value between 0 and max minus 1, then we can say that there is only one element in the queue. When front and rear points to the same index, there is only one element in the queue. In that case, if we do a delete operation, what happens? The queue becomes empty. So there we have to do this resetting. Both the front and rear should be made to minus 1 to make the, or to indicate that the queue is empty. So this is the circular queue. This is only a visual representation. Actually, this will be picturized as a linear queue only. But for visualization, we have made it into a form of circle. So this is the first location, Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3, and it will go like this up to Q max minus 1. So when we go on adding elements, when it reaches Q max minus 1, we say this queue is full. Suppose in between we are removing elements from this end, this is the front end and this is the back end. And then this will be, when we remove element from here, this becomes empty or blank. Here also, when we remove this, front pointer will be moving like this. And if front reaches here, these three locations will be empty spaces. So after rear reaching this point, it can be made to point this location, because in a circular fashion, this is the next location coming after the end of the list. Then we can reset this from max minus 1 to 0 and continue like this up to a index where just before the location where front is pointing to. For example, if front is pointing to Q3, then we can assign values up to this location, Q of 2. That is just before the front. Rear can advance up to the location which is just before the location of front. Then also we will be having all locations filled with values. Here also we can consider this circular queue as full. Let us see some states of circular queue. We have seen that when front and rear both equals minus 1, then there are no elements left in the queue. This is a circular queue we have made as it as a linear queue, because we have not represented it as a circular fashion. So this will represent circular queue if we are moving from 7 back to 0. So this is an empty queue because front and rear are pointing to -1. So we have added some elements. When we add the very first element, we have to make front and rear to 0. Then we will be incrementing rear and adding some elements. So after inserting some few elements in this list, it looks like this. Front will be pointing to the location 0 and rear will be pointing to a location or index 4. If we want to add one more element, then index should be made to 5 and the element should be placed in this location. If we are removing elements, we will be removing from this front end. So we have removed 2 or 3 items from the list from the front. What happened? The front moved from 0 to 3 step by step, because at one step we can remove only one item from the list. So after 3 removals, the front reaches this index 3 and rear remains at 4 because we have not done any addition to the list. So after removal of few elements, the queue is looking like this. It has spaces towards the right of rear pointer and towards the left of front pointer. Then we have added some more elements to the list so that it reaches, the rear reaches the maximum limit, that is 7, index 7, which is the value of maximum according to our this consideration. So it has reached this value 7. So it cannot move further by adding 1 to this 7 because it crosses the upper limit of our definition. So this will be an invalid location, but we have spaces left in front of the queue, that is towards the left side of this front pointer. So what we should do in this circular queue, we have to reset this rear end or rear pointer as 0 so that we can insert element at this location. So what we see here, rear can appear in front of the front pointer also. So rear is reset to 0 to make use of this empty spaces which is coming before the front pointer. And we have added 2 more elements. Now the queue is, circular queue is full because no spaces left. And the conditions to be satisfied is rear reaches at the location where it is just before the front pointer. Front pointer is 3 here and rear reaches 2. So the queue is considered to be full. So there are 2 conditions to be the fullness of the queue. One is front is pointing to 0 and rear is pointing to 7. Then also there will be no locations free. Another is front is pointing just after the rear pointer, or in other words we can say that rear has reached the location which is just before the front pointer. It has reached 2 here and front is 3 here. In that case also queue can be considered as full. So after in this location we have reached, in this slide we have reached the by removing elements, front is advanced to 7, location 7. Then when it reaches here, all the elements are removed from this end because front was pointing here, and we have removed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements. And after this we have to reset the front pointer to 0. So front is reset to 0 after it reaches max -1. So when both front and rear are pointing to the same location, I have said that there will be only one element remaining in the list, and if we remove that element, then what happens? This list becomes empty. When it becomes empty, we have to make both these front and rear pointers to -1 to indicate that this queue is empty. Hope it is clear.